Hi, everybody. It's Jan Scott with another Jan Scott Live. Today, we're going to talk about the homeless solutions framework. Boulder Chamber is putting on a series of um meetings and symposiums for everybody to attend. And Boulder came up with this framework policy in 2023, and it is a complete disaster. Here, I mean, starting with their goals and principles, they say our temperament, innovations from well-intentioned observers from afar, competing with true pursuit of rare belief and non-recurring homeless. Total bullshit. You know, the problem with the homeless is 75% of them are adult male alcoholics and drug addicts on the street. They are not driving their own bus. What's driving their bus is alcohol and drugs. That's what's going on with these guys. And here, let me get over to this part right here. There we go. You have to excuse me, please. I'm in two different um, frames that I'm working from, but it's really important, which is why I'm doing that. So behind me is the Boulder homeless shelter, but this is what's really going on there. These guys are drinking themselves to death on the streets, and they're taking this all the time, and they end up there. And it has nothing to do with anything else but the mere fact that they are all winos and drug addicts. As you've heard me say before, Step 13 or Step Denver is the only program that works. It makes these guys come into treatment, get jobs, take showers, look for work, pay their own way, cook their own food, wash their own clothes, do what they're capable of doing, not what the city of Boulder is planning. And to even entertain this is completely irresponsible. So let's see, what do we have here? Let's have another look at this. You have to just excuse me. Stay with me. I got to read some of this again. Okay, here it is. So they go on to say, our approach is we are not experts in homelessness. Well, we know that. I am an expert in it. I've worked with these guys for over 40 years, and I'm telling you, this is the only way to do it. You have to uh, make it impossible or difficult to secure street drugs and street alcoholism. Um, we are offering a broad outline, yeah, I know, for addressing community impacts while working to meet diverse needs of our homeless population. That's total bullshit right there. There's 75% of the homeless population are adult males in a dominant addiction, either drugs or alcohol. This will serve as a filter for our homeless response advocacy in the areas of support services, shelters, public bullshit, total nonsense, all of it. Uh, we acknowledge the competence and thoughtfulness of our locals. No, our local service providers, no, they are clueless. They enable all of these men to drink and use and die on our streets. So now they have all these public roundtables going on. And I'm not even going to tell you what they are because it's all more of the same. So our goal is to save lives. No, it isn't. Your goal is to enable them to drink themselves to death on our streets. Eliminate criminal activity associated with the unhoused. That's a false statement right there. It's criminal activity associated with the use of drugs and alcohol, period. Protect our public spaces and lands from and homeless camps. Well, if until you help them clean up and get off of drugs and alcohol, none of that's going to happen. Provide a clear pathway for our unhoused to receive shelter and support service. Bullshit. These guys are on the street. They want one thing. They want drugs and alcohol. That's all they want. They're not driving their own bus. Uh, let's see. Bottom line, in order to address public safety, concerns we need to provide homeless services, save lives. That's nonsense. They have not a clue how to do it. Intolerant of homeless and camp in public spaces. These drug addicts and alcoholics are going to lay down in the middle of the street. It's the drugs and alcohol, stupid. Provide robust access to mental health. No, you're not. Here's the only mention: drug treatment and recovery. Well, how are you going to do it? They haven't told us. They have no idea. They have no idea. Ask me, I know all about it. It's programs like Step Denver. Uh, and this just goes on. It is preventing homelessness, more spaces. I'm like, these people are so full of crap. Now, this is, let me see here. This is, let's see if I can find it. So the Boulder shelter is going to put on this symposium, and they have a bunch of knuckleheads in here. Mandy Chapman, Simple, managing partner, Clutch Consulting Group. What the hell does she know? Nothing. Stephen Redford, chief of police. What does he know? Nothing. Michael Block. They changed the name of Boulder Shelter to All Roads. They didn't want to make people feel insensitive. He doesn't know anything. He is warehousing drug addicts and alcoholics out there. Melissa Green, CEO of Bridgehouse. Bridgehouse at least does quite a bit to help people get off drugs. Judy Ambile, state senator, she doesn't know anything. I've talked to her. She's completely clueless. Kate Parker, executive VP mental health partners, they have no idea what they're doing. They took the alcohol recovery center and the addiction recovery center. They don't treat anybody out there. They're a complete failure. Here's Jen Livovich. Now, I have talked to her. She's knows that she founded Streetscape. She at least knows. She's the only one in this group that has a clue. And I'm a big, well, not just that she's been homeless and she came out of homelessness, but she understands that you have to address the drugs and the alcohol, and the shelter has to be a drug and alcohol free shelter. We need to use Step Denver as a model. Even Jen Livovich refuses to go down to the band shell now because these guys are so violent. They're out of their minds with drugs and alcohol. But all I have to say to the Boulder Chamber and to the entire Boulder community at large, it's the drugs and alcohol, stupid. Treat that first. Make that numero uno. And if you want to know how to do it, ask me, because I know more about it than anybody in the city. I'm Jan Scott. I'm out of here.